Welcome to Over 50 TV. My name is Lou Reyes. I'm your host. If it's time for you to go in and ask for a raise, then you're going to want to watch this episode of Over 50 TV, because what we're going to do is we're going to tell you a 5-step strategy, a way that you can successfully ask for a raise. And that, my friends, is up next. Hi, welcome back to Over 50 TV, where we provide business and career advice to people who are over 50. You know, if you're new to our channel and you want business and career advice that's tailored to people who are over 50, then subscribe to our channel. You know, one thing that you're going to get when you subscribe to Over 50 TV is you're going to get not only my experience as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, as a business consultant. You know, I have employed literally hundreds of people. I have built companies, from small companies to large organizations, multi-million-dollar businesses. So you're going to get my experience. But what you're also going to get, though, is you're going to get my experience as a publisher and as a writer, a person who has a lot of experience researching and understanding data, understanding statistics, and somebody who believes firmly and strongly in providing you with the best information that you can get. And that's what you're going to get on Over 50 TV. So listen, today we're going to talk about a topic that I believe is very important to a lot of people out there, especially if you're working for a company. And one of the things that I see is that many people are at a point in their life, or in their career rather, where they're working for a company and it's time to go in and ask for a raise. And I'm going to tell you a proven method, a proven way that you can do that. And it's actually a 5-step way that you can go in and you can get a raise. And one of the things that I did is I looked at a study that was done by McKinsey and an organization called leanin.org. And they did a survey in 2018. They asked 64,000 employees from 279 companies. They asked them a bunch of questions about working for the organization. But what they did, though, is they asked questions about how to get a raise. And I'm going to share those answers with you right now. And we're going to start with something that's very, very obvious. Of the 5 steps, the first one that they came up with, the first one that they found, which isn't going to be any surprise to any of you out there, is you've got to ask. You've got to ask for a raise. And unfortunately, too many people don't ask. But they found that people who ask for a raise are twice as likely to get one. You know, when I, as a manager, as an owner of a company, when someone would come into me and they would talk to me and maybe get a review, I would find more times than you would think, more times than you would even believe, that they don't ask for a raise. Now, maybe what they're thinking is, hey, you know, Lou's going to go ahead and offer me a raise. But, you know, I talked to my managers as well. And many times I did hear a manager say, you know, Lou, they never asked about a raise. They never inquired. They never wondered if they were even going to receive a raise. So it is so important to ask. And keep in mind, as I just said, if you ask for a raise, you're twice as likely to receive one. Now, the second thing that McKinsey found is if you're specific, you have a greater chance of getting an increase in your compensation if you're specific. And one of the things that I've always believed in, you want to make a high first offer. You know, according to the survey, people who made the high offer in the beginning got better results. And it's really called something called the anchoring effect. You know, an anchoring effect is that you throw out the first piece of information when you're sitting down in a negotiation, and that first piece of information influences the outcome in a negotiation. Again, it's called the anchoring effect. So go in and ask for a high number. Don't be shy. You know, if you know what you want and you know what you believe, then you ask for that number. And even if it's, like I said, even if it's a high number, ask for it. And that leads me to number 3, and that's prepare. When you're going in to ask for a raise, you want to prepare. You want to do your what we call due diligence. And one of the things that I've always recommended, and I recommend even today when I'm talking to somebody and we're discussing, they're asking for a raise, they want my opinion, I suggest they go to a site called Glassdoor.com. And at Glassdoor.com, if you go to the site, what you'll see, and I think it's the third column over, you'll see what they say is that they'll tell you how much somebody can expect to make doing a particular job. So if you're doing a job and you want to know what people are being paid to do your job, go to Glassdoor.com and they'll definitely tell you. Another thing when it comes to preparing is that one thing I always recommend, and one thing the study I believe recommended as well, was what they said was this, is that rehearse the questions, rehearse what you want to say to the manager when you're asking for a raise. It helps you to come across strong. It helps you to come across even determined, because you know exactly what you're looking for. So you rehearse it. And whether you're rehearsing for an interview or rehearsing for a raise or something that you know you want, rehearsing is a huge help. And there is evidence that says if you take these extra steps, if you do the research, if you rehearse, you're more than likely to get what you want when it comes to a raise. Now, another thing that I recommend, this is number 4, is sell yourself. And I've always believed that, when, especially somebody who comes from a background as an entrepreneur and who started out in the trenches as a salesperson, who knocked on lots of doors, you need to sell yourself. You need to sell your company. You need to sell your product. But if you're looking for a raise, you want to sell yourself. If you've taken on a greater workload, let the manager know that. They may know it, they may not, but let them know that you've taken on a greater workload. If you demonstrated that you're a high achiever, let them know that too. Let them know how you've demonstrated it. And if you've taken on the responsibilities of somebody who should be getting paid more, let them know that too. You want to make sure that you sell yourself. That is critical if you want to get the raise. Now, number 5, and something that I find is what I call the ace in the hole, is ask for help. Go to your immediate manager or another manager. Go to someone who is in a higher position and say, I'm going to be asking for a raise. I plan to ask for a raise. Can you give me some suggestions? If you're fortunate and if they believe in you and if they want to really help you, they want to keep you happy, they want to keep you motivated, what they're going to do is they'll go to bat for you. They'll go in before you even have to go in, and they're going to say, hey, so-and-so is looking for a raise, or so-and-so, or he or she deserves a raise. I want them to get this raise. Even if they don't go in beforehand, even if they don't volunteer it, you can ask them to be an advocate for you. Ask them to go in. Ask them to go in on your behalf, or ask them to be a reference. Ask them to let your boss know that you deserve that raise. Now, last but not least, and I want to leave you with this, is one thing that you're going to know, that you should know, is if you go in and heaven forbid you don't get the raise you want, you don't get the raise, what I'm going to tell you is this: next time you go in, it's going to be a lot harder for them to say no. This is Lou Reyes with Over 50 TV, where we provide business and career advice. I hope I've been of help to you today, and I look forward to meeting you and talking to you again soon. Have a great day, everybody.